On my latest trip to Home Depot, I was recycling some worn out Ryobi 18V batteries. I found these in the recycle bin, and they look brand new. No scuffs. I'm just wondering what's the matter with them, other than somebody decided to recycle them. So I tested at the connections, 0 voltage, and of course that means the battery charger won't charge it. So I'm curious, were these just left in a tool and they discharged, or they were bought new and never charged and just laid around? So I'm going to take them apart, jump start them, and see if I can get some free batteries. Well, the battery's not completely dead, because I've got about 3.75 volts out of 18. So let's see if we can jump start it. So I got my bench tester set at 18 volts. And that's what's going into it. 2.1 amps, 15.6, 15.7, and it's slowly bringing the battery up. Alright, so let's see what this has to say now. I got it set for, okay, it's at 15 volts. It's on the 10 scale now. Alrighty, at 15 volts, I should be able to put the cover back on this thing and put it on the charger and it'll charge. Now I'm assuming, since you're watching this video, you know how to jump start these batteries. You got to get a kit that has security bits, and this is get it right here, it's a T10, and then all I have to do is I got 2 there, 1 there, 1 there, and that cover, get it around on the light here so you can see it, there's a cover over that one. You got to remove it. So I'll remove it and I'll show you how to do it, assuming that you don't know how. There's the plug right here. I'm just using my jackknife to pry it out. There you go. I'm not going to put it back in, so it doesn't have to be pretty, and there's obviously no warranty on this battery. Then with the last screw out in that protected hole, you just kind of pinch and pull, and I don't know whether I can do it one-handed. You can lift the top off like that. Of course, you got the snaps. So now there's positive, there's negative, so we can test for voltage. Get the positive down in there, negative there, and what are we reading? About 1.5 volts. We're on the 2 scale here. So we can do the exact same thing that we did on the little one, the little 2 ampere, that I'm going to take positive lead, somehow jam it in somehow, I don't know, like that. Turn the system on, 18 volt, get the negative, and put it on. And watch the voltage climb. We're bypassing the circuitry of the battery, the protective circuitry. When you read it at the top right there, you're not going to get any voltage because the circuitry has cut it off at 14.7 volts. However, I'm going directly to the batteries and charging them. So we're at 2.1 amp, 15.1 volts, and it's slowly climbing. And I wouldn't be the least bit surprised that I could take that and plug it onto the charger and it would charge now. So let's turn that off. Go over here, set the thing to the 10 scale. Positive, negative. What have we got? We've got 10, about 12.5 volts right there. I don't know whether that's enough. We can go try though. So I pulled that one off because that one was charging along quite well. So now I'm just going to stick this one on. I don't know, this one has that flashing. I'm not sure what's going on with that. And that one's charging. And then it stopped. Maybe this battery is truly bad. Let's try it again. Kill the power. Start it back up. Nope. Let's try a couple other things. So that battery is either bad, or because I only had it up to 12 volts, it wasn't enough of a charge. So now I'm going to let it charge a bit more. Oh, lost it. There. And there. So I'm just going to let that charge a bit more till I can get up around above that 14.7 on the flash charge. Then it should continue to charge, unless of course the battery is truly bad. Now while we're waiting for that to come up, it's up to 16. You don't need a bench power to jumpstart these things. If you look on the battery, that's the positive side, that's the negative side. If you take a charged 18 volt battery, you can jump the wires from a good one down to there and bypass the protective circuitry, and you can bring it up that way. So I'm going to try it again. And what do we have? About 15.5 volts. I'm going to try that again. That should charge. Okay, round 2 for the big battery. See what happens. Nope. That big battery obviously has a problem. But the little one's good. So I got a free 2 amp battery, and I got to play with the 4 amp. That's how you can get free batteries. by picking through them at Home Depot. And for me, 50-50 shot. I got one good battery and one that's not good. Maybe it's shorted or something. Don't know. Well, that's interesting. I pulled the battery out, then I put it back in, and now it's charging. Maybe it had something to do with that 14.7 cutoff, that even though I was reading 15.5, the system thought it was less, and it is just a flash charge, so it isn't going to last long. So maybe plugging it in gave it a little bit of a boost to get it over the 14.7, and now it's charging. Interesting. But given the price of those batteries, I'll play with them a little bit to get them to run. Do I expect new performance? No, but you don't always need a full capacity battery to do a job. Well, I got the batteries charged up, and I've got good news and I've got bad news. Little one reads 20 volts, works just fine. The big one, even though it's fully charged, it only reads 16 volts. And that's not enough to fire any of the tools. So that one is bad. But this one is good, so I'm batting 50%, 500. Not bad for picking the stuff out of the recycle bin.